am happy to join with you today in what will go down in history as the greatest demonstration for freedom in the history of our nation. Of Negro slaves who had been seared in the flames of withering injustice. It came as a joyous daybreak to end the long night of their captivity. But 100 years later, the Negro still is not free. 100 years later, the life of the Negro is still sadly crippled by the manacles of segregation and the chains of discrimination. 100 years later, the Negro lives on a lonely island of poverty. I have a dream.
Hey guys, welcome back to another video. So today I am on the way to Hyde Park with my dad. Say hello.
We're gonna go and protest, man.
We're gonna go protest and just, you know, put our feelings across and stuff. So today I'm actually videoing with my new camera, so I'm really excited to see what we can get out of this Canon 9K, what's it called? Canon
80D.
Canon 80D. So I'm really excited to see what it does and how it functions out and about on the roads.
And I'm really excited that you got it because, you know, this is the start of you know, having a study in media.
Yeah.
One day, you know, you'll be doing big things in the media field. So
Come on.
I'm just glad that you got the right equipment now in your hands.
Yeah.
You can do what you got to do.
So we're in Stratford at the moment. We're just on the way to the train station.
Justice on in place to say yes, it ain't fair what I'm going through.
So we're about to go inside the station.
On the way today, man. Do some protesting, man.
Yeah.
Is this the right way?
Yes, Dad. Our train's there, let's go. There, quickly.
I'm running for the train.
The train's there.
They're recording on that. Come. Right. Just made it. This is the right train?
Yeah. It's the right train.
Black Lives Matter. Yeah. BLM. Some parts. We did a bit of yeah, to do. I have parts. Well, I'm meant to be getting my tattoo. Like, only that if you fit that it will work. Why does everyone say that? It's irritating.
Talk to the girls.
We have to practice it. My name. I'm already one of
How are you feeling?
Good. I feel like we're going carnival. So much people. So guys, we're at Hyde Park. There's a lot of people. But yeah, we're here. And it's raining. When I was meant to bring my jacket, I got told not to.
This is a peaceful protest and we like to keep it that way, so please be considerate of others. Again, speak to anyone in private and tell them.
First protest together, darling.
I know.
And it's for a good reason, for a good cause.
But there's no social distance going in down here.
Because I feel like enough is enough when it comes to police brutality and injustice against black people. I feel like we need to make our voices heard. I feel like with other races, they don't have to prove themselves to be human. We have to fight for basic rights. We have to fight to go to school. We have to fight to be desegregated. Now we have to fight for police not to kill us. And I feel like if protesting and making our voices heard and not stopping to talk about this is what it takes, then it's what it takes, and it's what we have to do. Yeah, that's it. Subscribe to the channel, guys.
So guys, they've stopped us from climbing the gates. So I've been able to climb over, but everyone's able to walk around. So we're just trying to protest and get our word across. So yeah. occasion, there's every single race here, and we all want justice for what happened to George Floyd. So we're out here fighting for justice, fighting for peace, and it's really good to see that everyone's out here protesting, fighting, and it's all peace. It's all done peacefully. There's no violence, there's no fighting. But it's really good to see that everyone's out here supporting the cause. So like, how important is it that you come out today to like protest?
Do you know what? Today has been a massive movement. I've heard that we've got like 10,000 people here plus today.
Wow.
And you know what? It's difficult because we've been speaking. It's been happening. It didn't happen overnight, you know what I mean? But the more we protest, peacefully being the key word, is the more they understand. We've got a voice today. It's not about today. Today is the starting. Today is the voice. It's what we do after today. Do you get what I'm saying? So today is very important, and I feel like we've done it justice.
You've done very good. Very good.
Appreciate it, man. But you done good being here yourselves, man. We got the YouTube channel as well. Come on. What's the YouTube channel name? I know you're on. Okay, cool. Obviously, I was going to say her name, but this is my little cousin, TONI-ANN. Big up yourself all the way, man.
Thank you.
See the movement running. And you know what? Be an advocate for the young people because they need it more than us. I'll tell you that now, yeah?
It's not right, and it's been racial injustice been going on for so long, and obviously I'm half black, so it hits really close to home for me. So and it's something that needs to change.
100%.
Half black, so it hits really close to home for me. So and it's something that needs to change.
100%. So do you think this protest is going to change?
I think looking back on history, protests are what gets the change going. So it's a start. I mean, I do feel really helpless. Like I've donated money and I've spent it. I want to do more. It's just what to do for the best.
No peace! No peace! Black skin is not a crime! 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 Your systems are racist! Your systems are racist! Your systems are racist! Your systems are racist! Your governments 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 are racist!
So I'm here with some lovely, beautiful black girls. So why did you guys come out today? What was the reason?
Because you have to. I feel like as a black person, as not even just a black person, everyone needs to be here because I think the time is now. If any time there was to make noise and to kind of fight for what we want, I think it's right now.
Yeah, 100%.
I think, and to the people that are like, you know, you're doing too much or anything like that, it's like, how long did you expect us to live like this? How long did you expect us to feel like this and to be faced every day with kind of racial inequality? Like, what did you expect to happen? Did you not expect at one point we were going to fight back and be like, enough is enough, you know? Enough is enough.
And for you?
For me, it was more about the fact that I do one day want to be proud that I was here and I was a part of the movement. I've always wanted to be a part of the movement. So this is the right time for me. I don't care about coronavirus because this is going to be the history book.
Yeah, 100%.
We need to be speaking about this. And I've went through racism myself, so it's very close to my heart. So it's always going to be a must for me to stand for my own people.
So guys, we're walking away from the scene of where everything's happening.
Right
Today's,
behind us,
yeah.
it's all going off outside number 10. Crowd's getting a bit rowdy, so we thought maybe it's time to leave.
Time to go. So today's actually been a very successful day. I got to meet someone that I look up to a lot, Nella Rose, which I was really happy about. She gave me some really good tips on how to be better as a YouTuber and as an inspirational person. Today was actually really good. It was very peaceful. There was no like fighting. I didn't see anyone get arrested. It was all very respectful, very like, just very good really. Today's been really good. I'm happy that I came out here with my dad to experience this. It was a really good experience. How do you feel, Dad, that we came out here today?
I'm happy, man. I'm happy that we came. I'm happy that it was part of the protest. Because, you know, we hear what people are saying. Silence is violence, you know? So
Yeah.
we can't be silent. We have to come out, we have to speak.
Yeah.
Because we can't have, you know, our people being killed on the street by the police or anybody else for that matter.
Yeah.
And nothing happening. So today was about fighting for justice.
100%.
Just putting a voice to the actual cause, you know? And I'm just happy I was able to do that with you today, darling. Really happy. Yeah, so it was a good day and it was peaceful.
Yeah.
We just left now because we thought maybe it's starting to get a little bit rowdy, so
Yeah.
we're gonna go home in one piece with all our footage.
Yeah.
Yeah, we took loads of pictures and yeah, it's been a good day.
I am happy to join with you today in what will go down in history as the greatest demonstration for freedom in the history of our nation. To end the long night of their captivity. But 100 years later, the Negro still is not free. 100 years later, the life of the Negro is still sadly crippled by the manacles of segregation and the chains of discrimination. 100 years later, the Negro lives on a lonely island of poverty. I have a dream that one day this nation will rise up and live out the true meaning of its creed. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal. But 100 years later, the Negro still is not free. 100 years later, the life of the Negro is still sadly crippled by the manacles of segregation and the chains of discrimination. 100 years later, the Negro lives on a lonely island of poverty. I have a dream that one day this nation will rise up and live out the true meaning of its creed. We hold these truths to be self-evident